Let's begin the new year by talking about, beginnings. Crafting the beginning of a story requires some thought on what happens after the beginning and what happens at the end. Writing the beginning is more difficult sometimes because it feels like we're starting from scratch. And in a way, we are. We're filling in everything in a story from nothing to everything. In the beginning, a writer, they create the status quo. A story arises from a character experiencing a disruption to what is normal in their world, which propels the character onward. So a beginning is where the writer sets forth normal in the story, before the disruption. For a disruption to feel disruptive, something has to be disrupted. A beginning should generally answer 3 questions. Where are we? Who's here? And specifically, who are we following? And what's normal for our main character and everyone else? The key to crafting a beginning comes from revealing enough information for a reader to engage with, vivid details about who is here, where we are, and what is happening, while not revealing so much that a reader feels overwhelmed or bogged down. We're planting seeds that will grow throughout the story and will have payoffs. To begin a story, let me recommend 3 exercises. First, start with the end. Conceive the ending, where you want the character and setting to be, then work backwards to show how it changed. A good way to start with the end is to create a time limit of events from the end and go backwards to discover what beginning will work. To create a good before, start with the after. Second, write an invitation. So do some research, look up wedding invitations, party invitations, and write one for your story. An opening chapter acts as an invitation to the world we're writing. So create an actual invitation. What do you say to entice someone to come to your story? Third, write a once upon a time opening line. Even if you're writing gritty realism taking place in an urban setting, write a once upon a time line for that story. This is something that's really useful for when completing scratch work and outlines. When you're at that stage where you're not quite ready to put pen to paper for the first draft, when you're writing outlines for a story. Think of a beginning that fits with once upon a time. While a bit cheesy, it works to unravel the status quo of a story. I share these exercises, but let me be clear, if you have a story in mind and you don't know how to start, just start and write. You can return and revise, but putting pen to paper is the best way to begin any story.